Hi, my name's Emma, and let's talk spooky stuff. Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're all safe and well. I'm very excited about today's video. I decided to put together a little list of movies I just don't hear people talking about, whether that be in the horror community, on Instagram, make sure you're following me there. I'm always looking at what other people are watching and posting, and I just don't hear people talk about these films a lot. So I wanted to bring them to your attention maybe, or give you that extra push to watch them, because I do think that these are all worth your time. Also on that, I have made a playlist of all of the recommendation type videos that I've done, and that lives down below in the down bar. So definitely check that out if you haven't and you're looking for something to watch this weekend. A lot of you guys are getting mad at me at this point for adding so many movies to your watch list. I get comments all the time saying you've just added 20 more to my watch list. I'm sorry guys, but hopefully I'm about to do that again today. Also, if you have a movie in mind that you feel like no one ever talks about and you think is great, please leave it down in the comments below, and maybe I'll do a whole video talking about some of your recommendations for films that no one talks about, and I'll pick the best ones for the video. Before we jump right into it, I am Emma, also known as Spooky Astronauts on YouTube. I do 2 videos every single week talking about horror and thriller movies, or anything really spooky. I do a lot of recommendations and reviews, and let's jump into the first one for today, which is Cold Fish. Cold Fish is a Japanese crime drama directed by Sion Sono. Sono is known for his extreme cinema, with films like Suicide Club, Strange Circus, and Tag. But Cold Fish often gets neglected, even though it may be one of his most frightening films. I feel like this is mainly because of the realism in this film that some of his others lack. Cold Fish is inspired by the true story of some grisly serial killers in Japan. The movie is a disturbing story about 2 tropical fish store owners whose lives intertwine when one of the owner's daughters steals from the other. The movie is all about power and, of course, deadly consequences. It's one of those films with a rapid descent into danger that is painful for the audience to watch, but very well crafted. The film is also part of Sono's Hate trilogy, which includes Cold Fish, Love Exposure, and Guilty of Romance. The next film I have to talk about is Escape from Tomorrowland. This film may not be everyone's cup of tea, but its stylized approach to tear down their happiest place on earth is one that I feel like deserves more praise, especially for the skillful way it was made. This drama horror fantasy was written and directed by Randy Moore. The film is about a middle-aged man on a Disney vacation with his family, but things quickly go south when he fixates on some underage female tourists. Obviously, the father's intentions in the film are very creepy, but at the heart of the film is a surrealist journey. It attempts to take something that is pure joy and innocent to a dark and depraved place, letting the mind wander where it shouldn't. When you take the film at face value, it's a silly, strange, and abrupt ride. But when you look at it deeper, it's a reflection of the dark paths each human is in control of. The tagline for this film sums it up quite well. Bad things happen everywhere. The film was shot at Disney World and Disneyland without permission. And because it was shot in black and white, sometimes it took months to get the right shot, given the lighting difficulties. For a guerrilla film in one of the biggest tourist hotspots on Earth, you wonder why more people just don't talk about it. As I said, it's not for everyone, but it's definitely worth checking out if you're into strange, surrealist, dark, and magical journeys. A film that has never really left me, but also one I never really hear anyone talk about, is Jennifer Lynch's Chained. This is a truly dark crime drama horror about the relationship between a serial killer and a young boy that he kidnaps. The film is different because the story isn't just one of escape and survival. It becomes something else entirely, posing a bizarre situation that leaves the audience in a state of pure dread. Lynch has said that the film is meant to be an open dialogue about child abuse and how a monster is made. It's intended to explore the themes of nature versus nurture. As a result, even though this film is gruesome and full of disturbing torture, Lynch chose to focus the story on the characters, rather than the violence, and she rewrote many aspects of the story just to do that. The result is something dark that really sticks with the audience. A very recent film that somehow went under most people's radar is Snatches, directed by Steven Seeders and Benji Kaiman. Snatches is a comedy horror sci-fi about a teen who loses her virginity just to wake up the next day 9 months pregnant.
How far along are you?
A day.
But it doesn't end there. This isn't any normal pregnancy. Her bundle of joy is an alien. The film does a great job of taking the audience along with them to uncover the mystery and how it all came to be, while also playing into some of the normal cliches of these teen films. This film is not serious. All in all, it is just a good time. Snatches is based on a short film by the same name by the same crew. So there's a lot of passion in this film, and you can feel it. If you are interested in a popcorn horror with a lower budget but some quirky over-the-top alien action, I highly recommend Snatches. The last film I want to talk to you about today is Take Shelter. Take Shelter is an unexpected horror story. I went into this one completely blind, but from the poster I assumed it was going to be a Bird Box, The Silence type situation. Boy, was I wrong. The film is a slow and scary portrayal of real-life horrors when a family man begins to have terrifying nightmares that creep into his waking life. I feel like a lot of people write off Take Shelter as a drama, so it doesn't get any love in the horror world. But I'd argue that this film has a first-person perspective that reveals extremely dark moments that are both raw and honest. It's a territory that most horrors don't touch, especially in realism. Directed and written by Jeff Nichols, this drama horror thriller stars Michael Shannon and Jessica Chastain. The film was nominated for 45 awards, winning 42, including Best Actor for Michael Shannon and Best Writing for Jeff Nichols at the Academy of Sci-Fi, Fantasy and Horror Film Awards. This film blew me away, and I think it needs some more love. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's interesting for me because I know Shannon primarily from Bug, if you've ever seen that film, and it's very much a same look at mental health and its effects, so I think that's really interesting. If you did like Bug, I would recommend checking this one out because, I don't know, I feel like it's interesting to see him play a similar descent, but in a completely different way. It's also a really good film to support because the little girl in this film, Tova Stewart, she's deaf and she's actually a deaf actress in real life, and I think it's important that they hire people with disabilities to play those kind of roles. So this film, very cool. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Let me know how many of these have you seen? Have you seen them all? Let me know down in the comments. And of course, let me know some films that you think that no one talks about that are absolutely ace and you think that I should check out and everyone else should check out. Leave them all down below. I can't wait to read them. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to have you here. I do 2 new videos every single week and not a lot of you guys get notified, so subscribing definitely helps. I hope you're having a great day and staying safe, and I'll talk to you very soon. Stay spooky. Bye.